Welcome to another edition of Points of Interest, brought to you by the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce. My name is Paul Boucher. I'm the President and CEO of the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce. And as we do each week, present you with the activities going on during the week and have a special guest to speak on a particular topic. This week being no different, we have Dana Mikulovich, who will be talking to us on a particular topic after we do the calendar. So anyway, here we are in the middle of the holiday season with Christmas behind us and New Year's ahead of us. So the activities going on, we have, this one is in January. It's the Thursday, January 7th. Jim Brewer, who is going to be performing at the Lebanon Opera House. He is a actor, author, and comedian, and the proceeds from that is going to Upper Valley Haven. And then we have at Ava Gallery what they call fall and winter workshops. There are art classes, workshops for children, teens, and adults, and you can contact them at 448-3117 to register for those courses. They're open to all ages, from, as I mentioned, children, teens, and adults. And then on January 14th, Stephanie Renninger will be hosting an art reception at OSHA, which is the old, used to be at Dartmouth. I'll get the name in a minute.
Oh, College for Lifelong Learning.
No, the where they have seminars and.
Right.
But anyway, it's OSHA now that does it at their Dartmouth office on 7 Lebanon Street in Hanover, January 14th. And they've got watercolorist, and Renninger is a graduate of Bennington College and a degree in studio art. So hopefully before the end of the show I'll remember what
Iliad.
Iliad. That's just very good. Thank you, Dana.
Sorry.
So that is the new name. OSHA. Iliad was the old name. Then we have on Wednesday, the 30th of this week, we have Wasabi the Dragon in Lebanon. It's at the Lebanon Library at 2 p.m. It's a no-strings marionette performance for children of all ages and families. And this being school vacation week, be a great thing to take in. 2 p.m., Lebanon Library here in downtown Lebanon. We have running again all week this week, Mary Poppins in White River at the Barrett Center for the Arts. That is right where the old Miller Auto used to be, and it's a beautiful building. They've done a nice job there. Northern Stage is presenting this classical musical, 7:30 p.m. each night this week. And then we have, of course, the running events going on over in Enfield, the Christmas illuminations, 5 to 9 p.m. at the La Salette Shrine. And this year they have the nativity display from 4 o'clock to 8:45. There's over 400 nativity scenes there from all over the world, and they take a whole building, and they're really gorgeous. So they're going to run the lights and the nativity display up until New Year's night, and will be their last lighting for the year. And they're really wonderful. And with the predicted snow, it will be a great venue to see the snow on with the lights. It'll really be nice. So those are some of the activities going on this week, and so we welcome Dana Mikulovich to our program. She has been on before with other programs that we have done, so welcome.
Thank you.
So today we're going to talk about, tell me.
Good Neighbor Health Clinic and Red Logan Dental Clinic.
Excellent. Before that, you were with the Grafton County Senior Citizens Council.
I ran a program called Service Link.
And now here. When did the clinic begin in White River?
The Good Neighbor started 22 years ago.
Oh, it's been that.
Yep. And two of the founders are still volunteering today.
Wonderful.
Many people know Dr. Peter Mason and Dr. Paul Manganello. They were our founders, and they still come in and see patients.
Excellent. Tell us a little about the clinic, how it works, how it operates.
The clinic, both medical and dental clinics, are run with volunteers and students seeing patients. So for the medical clinic, every time we have a volunteer group come in, there'll be a group of 4. One will be receptionist, a clinic manager, a physician, and a nurse. And that team will work for 3 or 4 hours together seeing patients. Often Dartmouth medical students or Geisel medical students act as the nurse in that as that team. So the physicians are also teaching while we're seeing patients.
And do they stay as a team when they volunteer?
Yes, they work
Okay.
as a team, and some teams have been together for quite some time.
And they come in once a week, once every other.
Some are
Yeah.
once a week, some are once a month.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it could be the 3rd Wednesday of the month.
Do you have enough volunteers to satisfy the need?
We always need more volunteers, particularly right now, dentists. We would like to have more dentists volunteer. The Red Logan Dental Clinic has a little bit of a different setup. We're very fortunate. We have dental externs that come from Harvard and Boston University, and they come for 10 to 12 weeks at a time.
Oh.
The owners of Timberwood Commons donate an apartment for us, so the students stay there for free, and they work every day seeing patients. So we have to have supervision for them every day.
I see. Okay. How does one qualify to get these services at the clinics?
Everybody must be low income,
Okay.
and our service area is a 30-mile radius of White River Junction. So Upper Valley residents, we see people from Claremont and Newport and up to Bradford, over to Canaan and Dorchester and west ways too.
If I were to call today, how soon could I get an appointment?
It depends what you're looking for.
Okay.
The medical appointments, we can usually squeeze people in to a medical clinic within 48 hours.
Oh.
Of course, so this is the holidays right now, and I just, we had a clinic this morning. We'll have one later in the week in the afternoon, and then not again until Monday, because the doctors take vacations
Oh,
too.
sure.
But generally, it's a couple of days for medical. Dental, it varies. And there's times when we have a long waiting list and times when we go through that waiting list more quickly. When we have 2 dental externs in-house, when we're seeing a lot of patients, the list is short. Right now, we have a couple month period with no dental externs, so we're just reliant on our local dentists who volunteer, and then the waiting list gets a little longer.
It gets a little longer. All the equipment is there, so the dentist just comes in and all the equipment is there.
We raise money for all the supplies.
Okay, that's where I was going. Okay, They volunteer their time, but there's operational costs. I'm sure you have to pay rent, administrative fees. Where does a lot of that money come from?
Well, we're lucky we have a very lean operation. Our budget is about $600,000 a year. And we don't pay rent. We own the building that we're in. We're very fortunate to have that deeded to us last year. But
Wonderful.
half of our operating expenses, so $300,000, is raised locally. And that's just donations from local individuals and people who have foundations that live in the Upper Valley.
Where is the building located?
We are at 70 North Main Street in White River Junction. It's the old Gates Library building, and it's
Is that across from the old Tip Top? From the Tip Top?
Kitty
Okay.
corner across from the Tip
Oh,
Top.
okay.
Yep.
And both clinics are in there, the dental and the medical.
Yes.
Oh,
Both in,
Well-
although we do have some satellite clinics, not dental, just medical, where we will go out and see patients. We have one on the APD campus,
Oh,
a couple of evenings each month. And then we have on Wednesdays, when Dartmouth students are here, we have a satellite clinic in Enfield at Dr. Beaufait's office. We go up to the Haven. Dr. Mason takes Geisel students up to the Haven to see people, and to the Claremont Soup Kitchen
oh,
again
oh.
with medical students and a preceptor.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And what would qualify? I'm sure there's a formula. How you qualify to go there? You said.
Well, it's income, and
Yeah.
what we used to say is that we were a clinic for the uninsured. We've really changed that quite a bit for the medical side because people have purchased bronze plans under the Affordable Care Act, and a bronze plan with a high deductible, $7,000 deductible, isn't really affordable if someone's monthly income is. So we work at 250% of the federal poverty level. That's $2,431 for one person. For a family of four, it would be $5,815
Per month.
That's a monthly income. So
yeah.
if your income's less than that, they would qualify to be seen
They
at
would-
the clinics.
And you see from children to adults.
We see children in rare instances.
Okay.
So we'll do sports physicals,
Oh.
camp physicals, school physicals. That's that type of thing
for the younger.
for the younger. But Medicaid, because we started as a clinic for the uninsured, the kids generally have good coverage through Medicaid.
Ah.
So there isn't as much of a need as for the adults.
So, what is your biggest need now, or what are you looking to do?
Well, dental is really on everybody's mind. We're working with some local groups, looking at how to have more consistent hours at the dental clinic, and how to expand the options for treatment there. So that's important. And raising money is always important. Making sure that everybody who might need us medically knows about us is really, that's why I'm here today. I want to make sure that everybody who might benefit from Good Neighbor knows about it. Usually people find out through friends and family. People think, oh, this isn't for me. They think, oh, I have to be very poor, or it's like a soup kitchen kind of setup. And we've had some focus groups. We want to ask patients about their experience. And they all said that they felt slightly embarrassed or resistant to coming to the clinics, but that they were treated with respect and dignity, and that they were very positive about their experiences. So that's really what I want people to know.
About the clinic and such.
Mm-hmm.
You have teams, as you say, come in, but do you have volunteers who are basically a greeter or do other things that you stuff envelopes or
We
things
do,
like that?
definitely. Yes.
Um,
We have volunteers who are coming in tomorrow to address envelopes.
okay, that's right. All of us nonprofits are looking for somebody to do something.
Happens to be my daughter who's home from
Oh,
college, but I'll
okay.
take help anywhere.
I had my wife here this morning doing newsletters, so we depend quite a bit on family. But if anybody is interested,
Sure, they should get in touch with us. We have a email address. It's volunteers@goodnhc.org. And if anybody's interested in volunteering, we will happily talk with them about that.
we will put the byline on that at the end of this program so that
Okay.
people will be able to
Good.
look into the future. Any plans for any new programs or things that you're looking to do?
Well, we've started one new program in the past, since I've joined the organization, it's got an odd name. It's called SBIRT. It's Screening, Brief Intervention, and Referral to Treatment. So we're looking at helping people who are in the early stages of substance abuse get help if they need it, or just to be more aware of it. So there's some intervention, some interviewing. It's going on during the clinic appointment to talk about the substance abuse. We're also doing quite a bit more with vision care, eye care, because as I'm sure, well, maybe you know, Medicare doesn't cover much when it comes to eyeglasses.
No.
Neither does Medicaid, and neither do the plans under the Affordable Care Act.
So that's a program, if we get enough volunteers to do.
Well, vision care,
Yeah.
and prescription assistance, we help people with that. Sometimes people just come in because they can't afford their medicine.
Well, that was a question I was going at. Somebody, you come in and the doctor says, yeah, I have high blood pressure, you need to take this medication. You help them also to...
Well, generally, we just help people who are our patients.
Yes.
But we would certainly welcome having a conversation with people who are struggling with paying for their medications and helping them figure out if there's a way to do that.
But if Dr. Mason has a patient regular that comes in and needs medication, prescription, you're able to provide that prescription.
Right, we'll give out a voucher for the medication. The doctors are very aware of the cost of the medication, so they'll try to prescribe those generics that are covered.
You were looking to work with employers too with a particular program.
Yes, we're very interested in getting the word out about the clinic to those employers who hire people that are working at minimum wage. We'd like their employees to know that this clinic is there for them and an option. Really, if people live and work in the Upper Valley and are low income, Good Neighbor ought to be on their list of places to call for help if they are in a position of needing medical or dental care.
So who would start first? The employer would call you, or what's the procedure that you'd like to see?
We would love to have flyers in every break room for, and I don't want to say it's employers and retail employers or food service employers. It could be any number of any employer who's got folks that are earning minimum wage or close to minimum wage. This would be a benefit that we would hope their employees would know about.
So by you putting flyers in their break rooms and such, like, would be a...
Right, so they could send me an email, Dana@GoodNHC, and I will send them a flyer.
Excellent, and they can reproduce or whatever.
Right, sure, just print it and post it.
Yeah. So we're looking for, we'd like to have more services in the dental, as you mentioned. And anybody who wants to come in and stuff envelopes or, greet people and, get them to the right room and things of that nature, they'd be most welcome at the clinic. And I didn't believe that it's that long standing that the clinic has been around. It just, time flies, I guess, So we thank you very much for being with us. And here we are, the last program of the year. We want, on behalf of the officers, directors, and staff of the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce, wish you a happy and prosperous and helpful and many more New Years to come. And we'll be back next week with another program. Until then.